And you can see doink, like Georgio's brother is getting right. He got like 3 good shots in on that big man, and then of course like 4 or 5 people like start tackling him. Welcome back to the channel. Some exclusive footage has just dropped from the Arman Tsarukyan and Georgio Poullas brawl after RAF 6 last weekend. So we're gonna dive into it, talk about who from each side was involved in the brawl, and then we're also gonna break down the actual wrestling match and talk about what led to the brawl happening. Let's get into it. Arman was ready to do this. You can see he clocked him one time. I think he got a little knee as well. And look, I think that's Georgio's dad. You can see the bigger man that was running around, and he goes and chases after, I think it was Arman over there, like jumps on him. So that was crazy. I think one of the issues here was, one, there wasn't enough security, and 2, it was kind of hard to tell like who was security. I think security might have been wearing like black, but there's a lot of people I think in Tsarukyan's corner that were also wearing like black t-shirts, so it's hard to tell like who's instigating, who's trying to break it up. You can see Georgio's dad still chirping, he's upset. So at this point, it looks like it's starting to die down. You can see there's so many, I think there's more cameramen here than actual security, but I do want to pause right here because this guy in the green, I believe is Georgio's brother. He's going to come up later, but if I slow this down a little bit, you can see like he's maybe talking to somebody, but this dude in a hat, like in the gray hat, like kind of puts his hand on, not hard, but you know, kind of pushes him a little bit. And these two are about to get back into it in a couple seconds here. But like I said, like right now, like Georgio's still close to Arman. Like you got to separate them at this point. Like they're not going to shake hands. They're not going to be friends again. Like you got to get security, like bring both of them to the locker room, and like it is what it is, or it's just going to keep igniting. So this is what I do want to draw your attention to. It looks like the guy in the green, who I believe, like I said, is Georgio's brother, he's probably, you know, talking shit or whatever to Arman's team, but you can see that dude in the hat comes back, and this time he shoves him real hard. Like he pushes him out the screen. Like that was a big shove, and then you can see doink, like Georgio's brother is getting right. He got like 3 good shots in on that big man, and then of course like 4 or 5 people like start tackling him, and then Georgio's dad again is getting restrained. Like, you know, he's not happy. He's trying to protect both of his sons. Now let's actually get into like the actual wrestling match and what led up to this brawl. I'm not a huge wrestling savant, so let me know down in the comments if I'm wrong. My wrestling people, I need y'all to keep me honest here, but that one looks, that first one, that little mush to the face, that can't be legal, right? Like the fingers in the eyes. Like, I'm not saying it's explicitly dirty, but I feel like Arman definitely has a reason to be upset there. What's next? That mush. I mean, I do want to pause real quick. I mean, freestyle wrestling, like my understanding is, you're allowed to like club with the hands. You're not allowed to like outright smack, but like my understanding is you're able to kind of like with the drive in the shoulder, like you're allowed to make contact with the head. Like that's a part of freestyle wrestling. So that one, I don't know. Like I said, keep me honest in the comments, but looks more legal to me. That's fine. I mean, I don't know what Arman's that also looks fine. I mean, he's going to like the side of the head. That one, yeah. Again, I don't think it's a huge issue. I mean, obviously Arman smacks him there. I mean, not so hard, but to me that probably was, outside of the finger poke, was probably the most aggressive in my opinion. What else do we have? That looks normal to me. I don't that as well. I don't know what Arman's complaining for there. I mean, like I said, like I'm not a wrestling expert, but in freestyle, I believe like most of those, like at least 50 to 75% of those seemed, while like maybe like a little dirty, they still seemed legal. And I know he did get warned by the ref, so I know everything that he did, you know, obviously like wasn't legal. But then you can see Arman comes in and kind of, you know, we talked about what happened there. Those shots were actually cleaner than I thought. He kind of got Georgio there, but yeah, all in all, like a crazy event. Like I said, I think the biggest winners are RAF. You know, everyone's talking about it. I think for Arman, I mean, I don't want to like judge. Yeah, obviously he was frustrated. He felt that, you know, Georgio was doing a lot of this stuff on purpose. I just think like as a professional and like where you're at in your career, like you are very close to, you know, fighting for the belt. Obviously, a couple of these, I don't want to say antics, but you know what you did to Dan Hooker, like that kind of obviously like made the UFC upset, like put you kind of more in the back of the line for a title shot. So as frustrating as it might be, like I think at the end of the day, you know, Arman's got to, you know, really try to focus, and it's not easy, but you really got to like focus on being a professional. And you know, even at the end of this fight, you know, he won. Like it'd be one thing if all this stuff happened and he lost a fight and he's super upset, but to me it was pretty premeditated. Like he won the fight. He still wanted to get his lick. Like I said, like, you know, it is what it is. It gave us entertainment. So we'll see like in the coming weeks, like what the UFC thinks about it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, please hit that subscribe button. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or any sort of suggestions for other types of videos to review. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.